next speaker is Ms. Shweta Mukherjee, who is an engineer turned lifestyle and documentary photographer. Her journey as a photographer originally began in Switzerland in 2010, right when her daughter Dhriti was born, when she decided to quit the corporate lifestyle to pursue her creative passion. The one connecting theme in all of her photographs is a sense of story and nature. Sunlit black and white shots, lush frames full of depth and movement, and always a sense of capturing a moment in the act of unfolding. Another theme that persists in her work is her deep and abiding love for nature. She advocates for sustainability. Gifted with a green thumb, she's an avid gardener who is passionate about low carbon footprint living, propagating her own plants and even growing her own produce.
Please welcome on stage Ms. Shweta Mukherjee.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for keeping patience and listening to all our stories. So I'm going to start this with this quote by Daisaku Ikeda. I quote, "The energy of creativity is like a fire that transforms all kind of obstacles into opportunity for dynamic new growth." I unquote. Creativity, I feel, comes from doing nothing. It comes from boredom. When you have nothing to do, no social media, no YouTube, no Instagram, the empty mind finds the creative ways of solving the problems. As a kid, I was given very few opportunities as in, it was like either you can become engineer or you can become doctor or lawyer. And I chose to become engineer during that time because I felt that engineering is a little bit creative. So the good part about it was I got a good job, a fancy job, but I was bored. I was not 100% satisfied. I picked up photography as a hobby with my husband and we did a lot of adventures together. It got a lot of fulfillment to our lives, definitely. Picking up photography was easy for me. It was easy for me because I had a job and I could afford to get the gears and, there's so many things that you need to learn, to do workshop. So the fact that I was in a job and I studied engineering, I never regret that. I always admired and appreciated the part that I studied engineering. Here comes the motherhood part. When Dhriti was born, I decided to quit my job and take up photography as a profession. So I applied for a work permit in Switzerland where I was working back then. And luckily, child photography wasn't that famous, but I got the work permit. And that's how the hobby turned into profession. So this was my first professional shoot where I worked with kids and their grandparents. I did a lot of creative setups later on. I had a studio. I did some creative setups, dressed up the kids, make the baby a Santa. And I realized after doing this for a couple of years that that's not something that's keeping me happy. I think I was empty mind again. I was bored again. And the connection was going somewhere. I realized that for me, capturing real moment, raw moment was more important, something that one could connect to. And that's when I switched from doing this setups to becoming a documentary photographer. So this is a real life bored toddler. If you could see, she's having her baby food and her parents were having pizza. And this one was like, wow, I finished my baby food, but they're having something interesting. And if you see one of the pictures, she went and she opened her dad's mouth just to check what's going on. That's what I feel that, when you're bored, you're curious. That curiosity brings the creativity out of you. So from this, I graduated to capturing real life in a more whimsical way outside the house, in beautiful setup of light. What was the best part, personal or professional? Creativity in photography became connection and emotion for me. So The gear is same. The technique is same. Everything is same, but I was capturing people in different way. It was almost like exploring myself again and again. So creativity kind of became a way to find myself again and again. Then what happened? Pandemic. Work stopped. And what? I was again bored. I had nothing to do. I was empty mind. And when you are empty mind, then you try to find the solutions. That's what we do. Like, there is nothing to do and you have to think of something. That was the time when I decided to work on my fear of public speaking. Do I sound nervous? Yes. I do have a lot of fears, lot of stage fear. But my creative mind was like, I can work on it. I can do something about it. That was when I decided to create content, put things up on social media, because that's the platform where there is no stage, but you can still work on your public speaking skills, your stage fear, basically. I had a lot of stage fear. So to work on my stage fear, I thought I should use social media platform to learn, not just to share, to learn and share. I started using my camera to create videos, and through those videos, give voice to sustainability. I started enjoying the process of creating those videos. And I just started making these simple videos where, in the most simplest way, I could educate people about sustainability. The second video, if you see, it was very, very funny. This dog video, the dog watching rain. It's a very simple video of the dog is, interacting with the nature. And she's my dog, by the way. Some people ask me, this is so perfect. Is it created by AI? And I would like to tell you over here that in this world of AI and ChatGPT, no technology can replace what you are creating from your heart. There will be technology and you have to keep up with the technology, but no technology will replace what you are creating from your heart. After turning two hobbies into profession, I do have a hobby now. I always had a hobby. I love gardening, and gardening is the way through which I connect to earth and nature. So what is so special in gardening? I enjoy gardening. But the fun part is that as a gardener also, I don't forget about photography being a hobby. I love documenting my garden. I love documenting my produce. I love taking pictures of myself in the garden with my creation. That's my produce. So you don't have to be afraid of getting judged, because creativity is not for anyone else. Your creativity is for you, is to ignite your mind and to give happiness to your soul. Like this, I finish. Thank you so much. I'm Shweta Mukherjee, and I have a voice.